What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, and it's time for some midweek musings. What do we got going on this week? Last night was huge, unexpected, and just what we needed, I think, in the wrestling world. We've got CM Punk back on WWE television. This time he's back on the show WWE Backstage, which I actually didn't know existed prior to last night. I'll be honest. I was aware of some more shows coming out since WWE and Fox got together, but I had no idea that this was even a thing. And then, right as I'm going to bed last night, 'cause I go to bed fairly early, I see on social media CM Punk's back. CM Punk's back, and I'm like, okay. Come to see that it was on this particular show, and I'm thinking, well, good. That was the surprise we needed. Now, of course, almost 24 hours later, you've got people already criticizing this appearance or his appearances that will be coming, saying that CM Punk's a sellout. Oh, he shouldn't have done this. This goes against everything he said he would do. One thing I think we need to remember before we start condemning CM Punk for his decisions is that it's been, 6 years since he left WWE. And 6 years in wrestling is an eternity in real time. So wrestling time, it runs on a completely different clock. So 6 years is forever. And in the wrestling business, nothing is permanent. Things that get said, even though they make convenient sound bites, they're not necessarily what is really going to happen. So I think a lot of us realized it was only a matter of time, maybe a little bit of a matter of money, until we saw CM Punk back again. But I think this is something to be excited about. This is something to be celebrated. Uh, you've had CM Punk fans waiting on this for a long time. Maybe even those whole 6 years that he was gone, they've been waiting for this. So I let them have this moment as a fan. You wait for those good moments. I think this is one of them. So good on CM Punk for coming back to participate in WWE television. I actually might start watching. I don't know if I'll watch it live, but whatever kind of YouTube clips, since WWE is big on that. Whatever pops up on YouTube, I'll make sure to watch it. Speaking of YouTube, it seems like no matter how many viewers Raw reportedly gets in the news, the YouTube numbers are the more significant, or I think they get the more attention. Because if you look at their views on YouTube for Raw, you'll see how popular the Lana and Lashley and Rusev story is. It's like one of the more popular videos. And I don't know if that speaks to the WWE audience as a whole. I don't think it does. I don't think everybody is that into the storyline, even though you have a good number that are. I do think that's a number, those numbers, their YouTube numbers, are indicative of how widespread they are. You have to consider how many countries are involved in the upvoting and the comments. And considering the billions of people that are out there, yeah, you're going to have a good cross-section of people from all over the world. So I think that's what's going on in their views. I think it's maybe popular with certain sections of the world. And that's kind of what's driving that number up. But it's not necessarily what's popular with everybody. So that's where we have things like the marital issues storyline looking popular, but with the crowds, live audiences, it looks like it falls flat more than anything else. Raw itself, I didn't watch much. I just watched only parts that looked like they'd be interesting. I watched it live. I didn't go back and read the results, but I did keep the TV on mute. Excuse me. a lot of the show, I just didn't feel like turning it up, bothering to listen to another segment. So if it looked interesting, I would focus on the TV and turn it up. If not, it was just background filler, which I hate. I don't like for wrestling to feel like background filler, like it's just something uh, on in the background while I'm making dinner or doing something else. I want to be invested in the show, but at the same time, I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling like WWE is okay with being that background filler. As long as they're on, as long as there's, somebody watching the show, even if they're not really paying full attention, they still got you. They still got your attention. They still get your money if you're watching something on the network. So I think WWE is comfortable where they're at, no matter, what the ratings are like, even though people care about that. I'm not so sure WWE does necessarily, because like I said, they've already got your money. They're pretty happy with what they've got, what they've acquired, what they will be acquiring. So they're in a really good place. And, Vince McMahon and his family are. I don't think they have much to worry about as far as losing viewers or anything like that. I don't think that's ever really been an issue. At least it hasn't been for a long time. Maybe when the company was privately owned before it went public, I think that could have been an issue. But for the past however many years, I guess almost 20 years they've been public, I don't think they've ever had to worry about just losing a fan base. It's always going to be some sort of revenue coming somewhere. There's always going to be a fan base for WWE. So that's going on. Other things that are going on in wrestling, I like to get away from the whole corporate mindset of things. Now, of course, I'm watching AEW Dynamite tonight, and I'll enjoy that. But I do get tired of focusing on the big two. And so, of course, I have the indies that I like to watch as well. I watch Beyond on Thursday. And, if there's a GCW event, which there's another coming up in a couple of weeks, I'll focus on that as well. But this Friday, I'm really excited because I get to get on a plane Friday morning, go back to New York City, which I love doing. I love going around Manhattan. And this is a good time of year to go around Manhattan as well. See all the Christmas decorations getting put up, things like that. But I'm going to Extremely Serious Wrestling at the Pit Loft on Friday. And if you're not familiar with XSW or the reviews that I've done on it, if you're tired of corporate wrestling, well, I won't say that because you got some kind of corporate involvement with XSW currently. But if you're just tired of that big box feel with wrestling that you get from WWE or AEW, and if you want something a little bit more just funny, fun, art house, artsy, and just out there, yeah, that's what Extremely Serious Wrestling is. And this Friday, they've got the Forever Game, which is a big deal. Looks like it's going to be their last big show of the year, so they're going out with a big bang. And a lot of important people. We've got a lot of big guests coming. You got Orange Cassidy coming to this, which is going to be awesome. You also got Cajun Crawdad from Chikara. And then you've got a whole lot of other wrestlers. You got Cabana Man Dan, the New South champ, my guy. He's going to be there, so it'll be good to see him again. And you've even got Kung Fu Janela coming. And just all of these awesome wrestling personalities, names that are established, names that are huge. And then you got the XSW crew, which is a good group of people to know. So, yeah, it'll all be streamed live if you have IWTV. If not, definitely go get your subscription. You might see me. Or actually, you'll definitely see me. I'll be there front row for the show. But that's just my shout out for this week to the XSW crew. Can't wait to see you on Friday, and I will definitely have a review of that show up. Other reviews that I will be doing, you have Uncharted Territory on Thursday, and we have reached the midpoint of season 2. And so far, you've had a huge variety of matches. You've had so much diversity over this first half of season 2 that it's almost difficult to do what Dennis and I are doing at this moment. We are picking our favorite matches from each episode so far. And that's difficult. Like I said, if you go back and you watch all these episodes, you've got matches that, just outdo each other from week to week. It's that good. So for a show that has a full card of just these great matches, and not just the main event, I mean, from top to bottom, the card is just really, really stacked and great. It's hard. It's really not easy to pick out the best of the best, but that's what we're going to do to celebrate making it to the midway point of season 2 of Uncharted Territory, and just look for that later this week. Because I will be on the road Friday and some of Saturday, my reviews might be posted online a little bit later. I'll try to get everything up by this weekend. As far as the show reviews, the XSW, the Uncharted Territory, you definitely will see the best of list before this weekend. Dennis will have that out. Other things going on. Social media is buzzing about CM Punk returning, so that's something good to talk about. Looks like everything else is, flowing pretty well. You still got the drama that you've always got on social media, but when you find the right pockets to hang out with, and that's not an Orange Cassidy joke, it just means little groups of people here and there. And they happen to like Orange Cassidy with his hands in his pockets. But if you find those certain areas on social media that you kind of fit in, where there's not going to be the drama, and you can tell almost from immediately talking with these people who the drama crew is, you can enjoy your time on social media, which I am currently. I think this is a wonderful time to be a fan on social media. Wonderful to be talking on Twitter with so many great people, and hoping to meet you all. Whether it's this weekend in New York City, if you see me, say hey. If it's next month in Tennessee, or a couple of weeks from now in Tennessee with GCW, just say hey. Or even if it's in Tampa at the Collective, I'd love to meet everybody that's out there listening. So just hit me up. And of course, send me any comments that you may have. Love hearing from you. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. Bye-bye.